Hi, Mrs. Gonzalez here. So today we're going to be talking about how we convert units. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our notes in Cornell style. Okay, so it's a little crooked, it's okay. So title your notes for me, please. How do I convert units? Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about when we're changing units. So there's two different ways. So changing units. Changing units. So there are two ways to change units. Multiplying or, yep, you guessed it, dividing. Okay, so there's a way that I want you guys to remember when you're going to be changing units. So if you can remember this, just remember this. Okay, so if you can remember best soccer hopefully you guys can see that. No, we can't see that. Alright, so my ink's running out on that one. I need to get a new one. So best soccer, try to color code that, mom. So what this stands for is if you have a big unit, if you're going from a big unit to the small unit, you want to multiply. So an example here. If you have 8 centimeters, and you want to go to millimeters, right? So centimeters, a centimeter is bigger than a millimeter. So since you're going from a big unit to a smaller unit, you're going to multiply. So in this case here, you're multiplying 8 centimeters times 10. To give you 80 millimeters. Okay, another acronym that I want you guys to remember is silly babies dancing. So this time we're going from the small unit to the big unit. What do you think you're going to do? Right, you're going to divide. So in this example here, if we're going from 66 inches to feet. Well, you guys know inches to feet. No, there's 12 inches in 1 foot, right? So you would take your 66 and we're going to divide it by 12. So once you divide that, you should get 5.5 feet. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some word problems, some examples here. So if we take a look And we have, let's say John has, and yes, please write this. John has 30 fluid ounces of juice. How many okay, so hopefully you guys can see that. Let me just make that just a tad bit larger. Okay, so how many 1.5 cups or cup servings does he have altogether? Okay, so you're going to want to set up your proportions. So you need to, we're going to use your reference guide to determine, okay, what do I know about cups and what do I know about fluid ounces? So let's, using our reference guide, we know you have for 1 cup, for every 1 cup, there are 8 fluid ounces. And I'm going to set up my proportion, use my information that's given. They're telling me that he has 30 fluid ounces of juice, so how many 1.5 cup servings does he have altogether? So I need to figure out, okay, so first of all, 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces, and I need to know how many 1.5 cups, right, for every fluid ounce. So this we don't know. We're just going to label that X. That's my unknown, right? So you cross multiply the 2 that you can. So I cross multiply my 1.5 times 8. And on this situation here, you have a mixed number and then you have a whole number. So if you take your whole number and multiply it times your mixed number, 1.5. Well, 1.5, in order to keep this a fraction, because I can just make this a decimal, right? I can make this 1.5. But if I go ahead and just leave it and turn it into an improper fraction by using all around Texas, right? So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So now I have 3 halves. So now you're going to take 8 and multiply it by 3 halves. And remember, whenever you make a whole number a fraction, you just simply put a 1 underneath it, right? You guys remember that? And now you can go ahead and easily multiply a fraction straight across. 8 times 3 is 24. 1 times 2 is 2. Now you have your improper fraction, right? So, and 24 divided by 2, we can't leave that as an improper fraction. Half of 24 is 12. So you have 12 fluid ounces. So now that we have that information, now I can take a look at the other part. It says he has 30 fluid ounces of juice, and how many 1.5 cup servings does he have all together? So now I'm going to take my 30 fluid ounces and use my 12 fluid ounces, right? Okay, so now you can take that and you divide that out, and you have 2.5 servings. And that's what they were looking for. How many 1.5 cup servings does he have altogether? So he has 2.5 servings. Okay, let's take a look at another one, and then we'll do some practice problems. So how many gallons, let me push this up a little bit. How many gallons are there in 40 quarts? Okay, so using your reference guide, we know that in 4 quarts, I'm going to set up my ratio or my proportion. So I know in 4 quarts, we have 1 gallon, right? Or in 1 gallon, we have 4 quarts. And it doesn't matter how you set it up. I could have set up 1 gallon over 4 quarts, however. And we need to find out how many 40 quarts or how many gallons are in 40 quarts. So this is my unknown. That's what we're looking for. How many gallons are in 40 quarts? So then you apply your cross multiplication, right? You cross multiply, which is 40. And then you divide by what's left over, which is 4. So you take 40 divided by 4 and 40 divided by 4 real easily without having to actually set it up as a division problem. That is 10 gallons. Okay. Any questions on there? Okay, so I'd like for you guys to go ahead and write your reflection at the bottom. If you don't have space at the bottom, go to the back, but just write your reflection. Today I learned, or, oops, sorry. Today I learned, or I'm still confused. And then we're going to do some practice problems together. Thank you.